Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव
Hare
च
Ram
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Please forgive me to stop you from the ecstatic chanting. Today's quote on chanting by Srila Prabhupada, it's Srila Prabhupada's lecture on Srimad Bhagvatam in Francisco, March 10th, 1976. So if you become Krishna conscious once, even if at that time you are so-called unconscious, still Krishna is with you. He is not forgetful. He is not forgetful. Therefore, he will give you the proper result. Don't think that at the time of your death, because you are so completely out of consciousness, therefore there is frustration. No, there is no frustration. There is no frustration. Because your activities are already recorded by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated within your heart. So therefore, there is no question of frustration. You just practice while you are in a good health, while you are in a good body, while you are in good consciousness. Just practice this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. I am Pooja from Sydney. May I know who have joined today?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Radha Das from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Puja Mataji and all the assembled devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. This is Shamarasika Dekdasi from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay. Prabhu, Maharaj is there.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Samik Rishi Maharaj from Ujjain, and today Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 6, Chapter 17, verse 16 onward. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please take over the call.
Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं श्री कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णा पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नस्तप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगति उत्तम श्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ग्रंथराज भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will continue. Means it's a Canto 6, Chapter 17, text number 16 onwards. So just the background of this chapter, people who are new, they may not. आप इधर से ले लो, इधर इधर एक है, पर उसको वापस यहीं ले आना। उधर से पता नहीं, देखना वो हमारा नहीं, ये हमारा है, ये अलग है, ये वो वहीं पर नहीं है। अरे यार, हमारा रिकॉर्डिंग। हाँ, हरे कृष्णा, सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्शन. So the background of this chapter, or this particular verse, that Mother Parvati is cursing, that is the name of the chapter, curses Chitraketu. So Chitraketu has been traveling on the valley, uh, uh, on Mount Sumeru. Mount Sumeru is in the center, and all the planetary system moves around that. And Mount Sumeru is a solid gold, upside down. The top part is where the Brahma lives, and bottom part is like the Patal. And so that is, he saw Lord Shiva sitting when he was going. So he saw that Lord Shiva sitting with his wife on his lap, and they are embracing each other. And there were many sages. So he expressed his wonder to see this. When he saw this, means he is also a very exalted devotee of the Lord. And Chitraketu, when he heard from his son about the frailty that we are, what kind of, his son was saying that you are my parent, you were in some previous life, and I had many parents. I do not know which one you are, and I have some another place I have to go. So he left very soon after saying just few words. But when he saw this Mother Parvati, then he's commenting. So he is saying that it is just a wonderful that how the person who is a giver of the, like, so many sense people, and it is sitting with his wife, it is not proper. So he just commented something very, just as a friendly way, because Lord Shiva and Chitraketu, they are like friends, they are all devotees of the Lord, so they are on an equal level. But so Lord Shiva remained silent, and sages, all the sages, they also remained silent. Uh, so so Chitraketu was thinking himself a better controller of the senses than Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was sitting with his mother Parvati, but he was thinking that he is not controlling the senses and I can control my senses. So, so Mother Parvati she is chastising and cursing Maharaj Chitraketu. Has this upstart been appointed to restrain shameless persons like us? I suppose other demigods and sages don't know the dharma. And she is the in charge of all the planetary system, controller is the, like, her whole universe. She is giving like Hari. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, so she is cursing him that he thinks himself to be much greater than Lord Shiva or all the sages. So Chitraketu must be punished for his impotence, and he does not deserve shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. My dear son, become a demon. So that is her. And then, so now this verse is starting. So Chitraketu speaks to Mother Parvati. So he is speaking in the following verses. That's what we will take this. So this is the being Sri Shukadeva is speaking Sri Shukavachya. That is text number 16. Evam sathas चित्रकेतुर विमाना दवरुह्य सह prasadayamasa satim murda namrena bharata. So translation and purport by his, there is no purport, but by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Sukdev Goswami continued, my dear King Parikshit, when Chitraketu was cursed by Parvati, he descended from his airplane, bowed before her with great humility, and pleased her completely. So that is, humility is a very, very essential part. Pranadapi surichena tarorapi saishruna amanena amanadena kirtani sadahari. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that we should put that garland of humbleness or meekness or feeling lowly. Lowly does not mean that you have to be poor. Lowly means that I really deserve nothing. I have it's all, everything is done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So me and mine things are gone in that person who is very humble. And humbleness only when Krishna becomes a please, when you don't have any attachment to the material things, don't have any proud. So so he begged pardon and he bowed down to her and accepted the curse. That is the most important thing. That he did not counter curse. I did not. Why? What did I do wrong? Or no, he could have cursed Parvati again himself also. So it was not tussle. How humble and meek that whatever is happening, it is by the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in charge, and I must have done something wrong in my previous life, and I should accept it. And he is accepting that with no feeling of uh, ill or no feeling of why Mother Parvati has done this. He could have complained to Lord Shiva also or prayed to the Supreme Lord not to get that curse, because he is at the most ready to go. He's on not only Bhava Bhakti but beyond that, a love of Godhead, because he saw Narayan face to face and he was supposed to go back home, back to Godhead in the Vaikuntha Loka. But this is happening in between. And so humility, that is most important part that we should be. And out of these 6 characters of humility is the most important. Pranadapi Sunichena, but also uh, only like you could do kirtan when you are very humble. Also 6 items of loving exchanges that we should please Krishna, don't do anything not to, that is surrender. 6 items of surrender. Don't do anything without Krishna, where Krishna is not pleased, and then give up everything that Krishna is the maintainer, Krishna is my husband, and we should be humility is another part. Atma Dikshepa Karpanya. Karpanya means a kind of humility. So now the next verse, text 17, Chitraketu Uvacha. So following verses were spoken by Maharaj Chitraketu. प्रतिगृह्णामि ते शापम् आत्मनो अंजलि नाम्बिके दैवर मृत्याय यत् प्रोक्तम पूर्वदिष्टम हि तस्य तत्. Chitraketu said, my dear mother, with my own hands folded together, I accept the curse upon me. I do not mind the curse, for happiness and distress are given by the demigods as a result of one's past deeds. So ultimately, it is given by Krishna, but demigods are in charge. They are carrying out the order or wish what Krishna is looking for. And its a purport is very, very nice. That is very much applicable to all of you. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying, or writing the purport on this particular instance. Since Chitraketu was a devotee of the Lord, he was not at all disturbed by the curse of the Mother Parvati. So devotees are not disturbed. If that happens, whatever Hani Lav, Jivan Varan, Yash Apyash, so whatever happens, they take it that it is Krishna's will, because everything about devotees is carried out by the Supreme Lord. Demigods may be carrying out those things, orders, but it is the desire of the Lord that he becomes a demon and shows to the world that even as a demon, how he could be a very exalted Vaishnavas. And after he died by the hands of Indra and this Dadichi's thunderbolt that made the Dadichi's bone, he was thinking of going, like always thinking of Krishna. That let my mind be absorbed at the lotus feet of Krishna. And you read in the previous verses that what he was, that mind may be absorbed uh, as a demon that he was, but he was. Chitraketu is meeting Vratrasur. Says it, Vratrasur, he is praying that is the children of the birds are waiting for their mother, how eagerly they wait, and mother wants to go and feed, or how a cow and calf, example that how cow is running towards the child, towards the son to feed her breast, and how a woman who is waiting, a chaste woman who is waiting for her husband for a long time is going, and how much eagerly She dresses, she wants, she's at the door, come back and forth, cooks nice food stuff, what he likes, and embraces him when he comes. So all these things, so he is also thinking that I will be able to embrace my Supreme Lord or go and see my Supreme Lord, and how eager he was. So that is the, so here, so he knew very well that one suffers or enjoys the result of one's past deeds, and is ordered by Deva Netra. Karmana Deva Netrena. That is given. Karmana Deva Netrena Atove. So I will, this is from certain verses there. I will just read that. So that is, I think, second chapter of Canto 1 and text number 1 itself. If you want to open it, you can see that. Chapter 2. Oh, okay. Okay. No, it's a Canto 3rd. Canto 3rd, part 4. Canto 3rd, text number 1, chapter 31. Karmana Deva Netrena Jantur Tehopapataye Striya Pravistha Udaram Punsho Reta Kanashrayah. The personality of Godhead said, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord is supervising every activity. You may say how he can do all this, but he is so great that he could know past, present, future for millions of years, and he, under his supervision, we take birth, we are maintained by, we are destroyed, the new creation happens, all the universes, they are floating, all the planets are floating. So all the result of somebody's karma is given by the Supreme Lord, carried out by material nature. So under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, what he is doing, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of male semen to assume a particular type of body. So, after suffering different kinds of hellish condition, a man comes again to the human form of life. Means after so many lifetime, 8.4 million species it may be maximum, then Krishna gives you the chance again to enter as a human being under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and his designated demigods. The same topic is continued in this chapter in order to give a particular type of human form to a person who has already suffered a hellish life. The soul is transferred to a semen of a man who is just suitable to become his father. So in this way, so it is not the father is not giving the seed. It is arranged by the Supreme Lord. Father is just the intermediate via media to have the person come in, that soul come in and take the form. But it is ultimately our real father is Krishna. He just arrange all these things that soul is transferred to the semen of the father into the mother's womb. So that is also under the direction. Same thing, curse or becoming a demon or what kind of body we'll get. And so he was again, Kvasta was performing the yajna, and he wanted to have a yajna to have a son who could kill the Indra. But rather than he produced, they chanted some little wrong mantra. So what happened that the son will be killed by Indra. That was so the soul, in this way, everything is done by the supervision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Material nature supplies the body, but it does so under the direction of the Super Soul. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that the living entity is wandering in this material world on a chariot made by material nature. The Supreme Lord, a Super Soul, is always present with the individual soul. He directs individual soul. The Super Soul is there, and there is a Atma, soul is there. The soul is not really looking at the direction from the super soul, and that's why we rotate through many species of life. But if we come and see the super soul and then get the direction, then super soul acts according to the desire of Supreme Lord Krishna. The super soul is also acting, not just, he's not an agent, he's Krishna himself, but an expansion of Krishna. The Supreme Lord, a super soul, is always present with the individual soul. He directs the material nature. So in this way, one word, Reta Kanashraya, that means not the semen of the man that creates life within the womb of a woman, rather the living entity, the soul, takes shelter in a particle of semen and is then pushed into the womb of a woman. Then the body develops. So, see, there is in the semen, there are millions of like sperms, but only one sperm has the soul, and that is when it enters the ovum. Then they amalgamate, and gradually the body develops. So that is Dharmana Daivanetrena. And how it develops, it is so scientific how that it becomes, how many days it becomes like a pea, and then how it develops, and when the limbs they develop, and when the eyes and brain and different organs they develop. So Karana Devanetran, superior authority, are the agents of the supreme personality of Godhead. He knew that he had not committed any offense at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva or the goddess Parvati, yet he had been punished. And this means that the punishment had been ardent. Ardent means it is desire of the Supreme Lord. Devotee is always under the guidance of the Supreme Lord. A karmi, or who is not a devotee, or who is materialistic, then everything is arranged by, it is all by the modes of material nature. They arrange him. Means it is the modes of material nature brings him up, down, whatever species, mode of goodness, patience, and ignorance. So that the modes are given by Krishna according to how he eats. He could transit the modes in human form of life. From lower modes, then it could come to higher modes. That is up to us by not misusing the minute independence, but using it properly in the human form of life and following some guru and following some rules and regulations. So king did not mind it because it is ordained by the Supreme Lord. And a devotee is naturally so humble and meek that he accepts any condition of life as a blessing from the Lord. The Lord is taking care, so let me whether suffer or enjoy, doesn't matter. So tatte nukumbama susamikshmana. So a devotee, he never feels that it is by my prowess, by my devotion, whatever he always thinks very, very humble, and then takes any position that Lord offers him. Just like this Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was punished 22 marketplaces by the whipping so much by the this Jalladar who want to kill him. They were told that you must kill him. If you don't kill him, then you will be killed. So naturally they were beating so highly that people who were seeing him, they were crying, they were asking that please don't do it. But Haridas says that okay. He was even pleading to the Lord that please uh, don't punish them, don't mind what they are doing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in front of him, and he was getting all these whips. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that when there was that he was calling everybody to show his permanent form, then he showed that he was bearing. So it's not that devotee's mind is always on Krishna, then he does not feel what is happening. He was even praying for the Jallards who were killing him. He was feeling for them that let me die, so that way they would not be punished. Otherwise, they would be killed by the king. So devotee always accepts punishment from anyone as a mercy of the Lord. If one lives in the conception of life, he sees whatever reverses occurs to be due to his past misdeeds, and therefore he never accuses anyone. He takes that it is by misdeeds in the past, or he just takes that is the desire of the Supreme Lord. Like he did not do the Chitraketu, nothing, he had done anything wrong, but still he was punished by Mother Parvati. He was uh, but he did not mind that curse, and he became a demon later on. So on the contrary, a devotee, he becomes increasingly attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of being purified by the suffering. So suffering, therefore, is also a process of purification. That now I am suffering, I will become more purified. He never think that I am a great devotee, or Krishna should have protected me. Why he did not protect? why I did not take care of this punishment? Or no, I have been chanting for 60 years. There is no love of Godhead, or what is happening? I'm getting so many wrong things. And sometimes the people, they leave up their Krishna consciousness, or they give up. But a pure devotee, he never gives up the shelter of the Lord. He thinks that I have done something wrong, and it is for my purification. Let it be so. And he accept those curses or punishment as the will of the Lord. He comes more closer. That much my sinful action has been finished when I'm suffering, when I get the punishment. So it is a purification. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in this connection that one who has developed Krishna consciousness, and so is a pure devotee, and who exists in the love with Krishna, is no longer subject to suffering and happiness under the laws of the karma. So karma does not apply. Karma means whatever fruitive actions that you are doing for your fruits, then you have to suffer also. If you are raised up so high up, then when you fall down, then it hurts you the most. But a person is always humble. Like if you throw a cotton ball, it does not bounce or like a stone or does not make any sound. It just comes down very slowly and slowly. Or you lift a paper and throw it in the air. It does not go with such hard or heavy or so quickly. More you rise up, more you get hurt. So it is not under law of karma. Karma are already finished. If you are chanting properly, if you are a proper devotee, you have respect for your guru and read scripture, chanting everything. You are doing taking prasad, chanting 16 rounds or Diti Seva and association. Then he thinks that it is not the karma, but it is by the Lord's arrangement. He wants me to suffer, and he takes that suffering in a very happy mood, just like he was smiling at Parvati. So the Brahma Samhita says, Karmani nirdhati kintu ja bhakti bhajam. A devotee is free from the reactions of his karma because he has taken the devotional service, he has taken shelter of the Lord. If you take, then Lord protects you. Anybody who takes, even a rich man says to a very poor beggar, I will protect you, I will take care of you. Then he's so happy, he does not mind any reversal. Oh, my boss is there, he will protect me, he will provide me shelter, food, medicines, education, everything I will get. So when the Lord, the Supreme Lord, who is master and he owns all the planetary system, everything at his disposal, if he says, I will protect you, why we should be worried about? Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishchami ma sucha. Sarva dharman parityaji. Give up all kinds of the religiosity, lower, but take shelter of me. Anukulena krishnano silanam bhaktiruttama. So the same principle is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Sagunan samtityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. It is 14:26. So just little bit information from this 14:26. Mam cha yoga vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samtityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Brahma. So one who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, whatever you may be, he does not fail down in his doing his duty. At once transcends the modes of material nature. We are all under the modes of material nature. Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun, they are all working on us. And so he comes to a level of Brahman. Brahman level, that means Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan, 3 levels higher than Brahman realization, but he is always happy. Not that he Brahman realization, that he merges with the Brahma. He merges or becomes a god. You are Narayan, I am Narayan, Namo Narayana. People, many sannyasis in Shankaracharya Sampradaya, they meet with each other and call them Narayan, Namo Narayan. I pay you obeisance. You pay me, and I am God, and you are God. Those are not the criteria for a devotee. So Brahman realization. Brahmana hi pratistham. Brahman means effulgence, that is from Krishna's effulgence. So a person who is engages in devotional service and he is not failing in any circumstance, he once transcends the modes of the material nature and he comes to the level of Brahman. So means he is happy, he is not suffering any kind of miseries. He is in knowledge, but he does not merge. He does not think that Krishna, when he takes, Krishna is Nirakara, Nirgun. It means he has no qualities. Nirgun means gun means quality. He has no qualities. And when he comes to the becomes a Bhagwan or Diti, then he takes shelter of the Maya, and Maya gives him the form. It's completely nonsense. Nonsense theoretically. Brahma Jyoti is just a effulgence of Krishna. Paramatma is an expansion of Krishna. Sitting in everyone's heart is an expansion from Shirodakshai Vishnu. So we have to know these things. Then only we could love Krishna and we could understand Krishna. Saying him Nirgun, you have no qualities, how you could glorify him. From Nak to Sikh, Shikhar, hair tip, there is Krishna. And so there are many millions of verses has been glorified by the saintly people. So this verse is in reply to Arjun's third question. So third question, Arjun is asking 3 questions to the Supreme Lord in this chapter, and those 3 questions what he is asking, and we could. Anyway, so the third question was text 20. Okay, if you take out text 21, that's where he's asking these questions. Just a page before. Arjun inquired, "Oh my dear Lord, which symptoms in is one known who is transcendental to these 3 modes? There are 3 modes, and what are the symptoms of a devotee who has transcended the 3 modes?" That is his first question. What is his behavior, and how does he transcend the modes of nature? How does he transcend? So the first question is the symptom of such a transcendental person. How can one understand that he has already transcended the influence of the modes of nature? Second question asks how he lives and what his activities are. Are they regulated or non-regulated? Then he is inquiring about this third question, which has been given here. So the material world is acting under the spell of the modes of material nature. That is the material nature. Yes, 3 modes. That is how the material nature works. So one should not be disturbed by the activities of the modes of nature. Modes of nature are different, and we are different. We are a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and we have nothing to do. Just say in the dream, you are dreaming that somebody like lion is there attacking, and you have feel and so much insecure, and you sometimes cry out. And when you wake up, it was all a dream. So in the daytime also, what we enjoy or suffer is also a kind of, although it may be a long dream, but it is still a dream because it has nothing to do with the spirit soul. So our consciousness should be on Krishna only. He transfer his consciousness to Krishna's activity. Krishna's activity are known as Bhakti Yoga, always acting for Krishna. If all the senses, Rashikesha Rashikena Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. So Bhakti is you use your senses for the service of the master of the senses. So this includes not only Krishna, but his different planetary expansions, Ram and Narayan also, that you just serve them, Ram, Narayan, etc. He has innumerable expansion. One who is engaged in the service of any one of these forms of Krishna or of his plenary expansion is considered to be transcendently situated. One should also note that all the forms of Krishna are fully transcendental, blissful, full of knowledge, and eternal. But his devotee has the same thing. They are also eternal. Can everybody can hear? Hare Krishna? Can you hear everyone?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Because there was some background sound I was hearing, that's why I wanted to know. So activity, anything you do to please Krishna, that is all Bhakti Yoga. Always acting for Krishna. Yes, Arjun did not wanted to fight, but Krishna says, "You fight on my behalf." Then he fought. So that is devotional service. That is pure devotional service. And he has innumerable expansion. Krishna has. One who is engaged in service of any one of forms of Krishna or his plenary for expansion is considered to be transcendently situated. One should also note that all the forms of Krishna are fully transcendental, blissful, full of knowledge, and eternal. Such personality of Godhead are omnipotent. But when we talk about the devotees also has the same quality, but it is the same quality means it is in minute quantity. Krishna is great, we are he is infinite, we are infinitesimal. So if one engages himself in the service of Krishna or his plenary expansion with unfailing determination, although these modes of material nature are very difficult to overcome, one can overcome them easily. This has already been explained in the 7th chapter. One who surrenders unto Krishna or at once surmounts the influence of the modes of material nature. How you could remove the material nature is completely surrender to Krishna. Then material nature does not act on us. These are the like the puppets, and puppets are being thrown like threads. They move the puppets, and then the threads. The puppeteer is the Durga Devi, and on top of the Durga Devi, his instruction comes from Krishna. So Durga Devi does what Krishna wants. I will tell you a little story that in this Navda Bhakti, one man, Man Mana Bhav Mad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Yajan, he has taken the oath that I will worship the Diti form at any circumstances. So one old man, a Brahmin in Mathura, he had his own home and at Diti's. So he used to go at like 3 o'clock at the Yamuna River. He will take a bath and bring some water and worship the Supreme Lord. Whether Shalagram or worship, but one day he had a high fever. It was Magh months, very, very cold. And then he was shivering and his body was almost frozen in that Magh month. And he could not even walk, but he had a pot in his hand to bring and give the bathing to the deity. So Krishna comes in a small baby form, very, very beautiful, and says, Baba, you have been doing worshipping your Shalagram for so many years. If one day you are sick, so why don't you take rest? So he catches hold of him and brings him. And then he says that, my Lord, don't delude me. Who will come at such a 3 o'clock in the morning and catch hold of my hand? So please. So he gave him, he cannot hide. Krishna cannot hide in front of his pure devotee. If Radharani wants, Krishna, wherever he is, he will come. So it has to be sincere calling out. Like mother, if child is fully dependent, then mother will go. She will know that this is the cry, he's calling me. But after some time when the baby is playing, he has friends, his devotees, then mother does not pay that much attention. So Krishna also pays attention when you are fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord and calling out by heart. And yes, then he definitely protects them. One who surrenders unto Krishna at once surmounts the influence of the modes of material nature. How to get out of the modes of material nature is to surrender to Krishna. To be Krishna conscious or in devotional service means to acquire equality with Krishna. You become equality means he is great, we are small. So it is not that we become Krishna or something, but we are develop the same qualities, Sat Chit and Anand. Devotional service to the Lord is very, very simple. Simple for the simple-hearted people. What is that? One should always engage in the service of the Lord. That is one thing. You may say, what Lord wants of me? You could offer arti, you could put a nice dressing to the Supreme Lord Krishna. If it is warm weather, put some blankets, offer nice foodstuffs, meditate on him, chant his glories, invite some other people, ask them to, not like, you may say, not like the same way as in the temple, but one can do it at home also on a lower level. So what are his symptoms of such a devotee? So one should always engage in the service of the Lord. Should eat the remnants of foodstuffs offered to the deity. smell the flowers offered to the lotus feet. We give flowers when we offer, and we give to the devotees who are coming for Aarti, but that is a very nice example that one should not throw the flowers even from the temple in the garbage or trash, but should give the garlands and the flower to the devotees are visiting them, and then they could take hand, they could put on their chest or on their forehead and feel that uh, that it is Krishna's mercy that I have this flower of Krishna offered to Krishna. His flower garlands, his dust, his drunk water that he has taken, all are very auspicious. One should always engage in the service of the Lord, should eat the remnants of food stuffs offered to the Lord, smell the flower offered to the Lord's lotus feet of the Lord, see the places where the Lord had his transcendental pastimes, like they came to Vrindavan and all this. They should see the places of Lord's pastimes. That's why senior devotees, they take a pilgrimage, a spiritual pilgrimage, then everybody can listen and big lecture, and all the arrangements are done prior to this. So these are the symptoms that what does he do, how it is simple. See the places of where the Lord had his transcendental pastimes, and then read the different activities of the Lord. Means his life. You sometimes the gopis, then Krishna left the this Ras Leela, then they were acting as if they are Krishna, and they were, so there is a reciprocation of love with his devotees. So we must chant. That is the symptom of a who is a devotee. He must chant always transcendental vibrations. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we should observe the fasting days, commemorating the appearances and disappearance of the Lord. And his devotees. By following such a process, one becomes completely detached from all material activities. One who can thus situate himself in Brahma Jyoti. Okay, so we'll read further the purport, what has been given. Karmana Deva Netrayana. So one becomes, if one lives in this conception of life, he sees whatever reverses occur is to be due to his past misdeeds, and therefore he never accuses anyone. On the contrary, he becomes increasingly attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of his being purified by his suffering. Because he thinks that I have suffered, so that's why I have atoned. Whatever I have done sinful activity, they have been reduced. Therefore, he is always in the process of purification. He purifies him every day by suffering, because that is the law of karma, whatever mode he is in. But one may say that he has become pure devotee, his sins has gone, but we may have committed some more offenses, and that we have to suffer. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in this connection that one who has developed Krishna consciousness and who exists in love with Krishna is no longer subject to suffering and happiness under the laws of the karma. It is not karma. Indeed, he is beyond karma. The Brahma Samhita says, Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajami. Devotee is always free from the reactions of his karma because he has taken to devotional service. This same principle is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Sagunan Sampititan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One who is engaged in devotional service has already been freed from the reactions of his material karma. Whatever karma that one has accumulated from millions of lifetimes, that is all finished. It just gets burned, the karma. But then one is under the direction of Krishna, and whatever he lives, whether it is enjoyment or suffering, it is all because of the Krishna. And if Krishna has our bagdor or lagam, or he is carrying us, then naturally one would feel just like the cat and kitten. Kitten and a cat. Cat keeps the child in the mouth. He bites, but the kitten feels so happy, so nice, that it is my mother. She will never hurt me, and she will, even if it is there may be some feeling, but her skin is being pulled and teeth are there. And then another example is monkey, and the small baby monkey. So baby monkey has to do by his own account, whatever the monkey jumps from one branch to another. Baby monkey takes hold, but we like the kitten and Krishna. Krishna does both ways. That even if Krishna punishes, oh, it is my mother. Baby monkey also feels, and and the kitten is taken care by the mother. So both ways Krishna takes care of us. So one, all the gunas are crossed. So gunam sampiteta. One who is engaged in devotional service has already been freed from the reactions of material karma, and thus he immediately becomes Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta means it's a higher position. Brahma Bhuta, we discuss about this in a Brahman realization. Then there is a Paramatma realization. There is Krishna realization. Kshiyate Chasya Karmani. So before Kshiyate means it becomes lesser and lesser. Chasya Karmani, before attaining the stage of love, one becomes free from all results of karma. When you get into law, then you are under, like at the like arm of the Krishna. You are embracing Krishna. Krishna is embracing us, putting you in his lap. The Lord is very kind and affectionate towards his devotees, and therefore a devotee in any condition is not subject to the results of karma. So one says that why a devotee suffers? Because Krishna is whatever last remnants of his enjoyment in the material propensity, or one thinks, then Krishna removes all that also. A devotee never aspires for the heavenly planets. The heavenly planets, liberation, he does not want mukti, and hell are not different for a devotee, even if they are thrown, like Prahlad Maharaj was thrown into the boiling hot water or boiling oil. He was putting with a red hot copper coal, and he was tied up there, or he was underneath, like so many snakes were there, thrown from the big mountain. Anything. It is Krishna. He is my. He wants me to be like this. So he, without hesitation, he was touching that hot rod or thrown into the boiling ghee or oil. The same thing happened with there is another devotee, and Krishna, they caught hold of the horse of the sacrifice of Arjun, because he wanted to see Arjun and Krishna sitting together. So that was, I'm forgetting the name of the devotee, but he was also thrown into the boiling oil, but it became so cool for him. And his spiritual master said that no, there must be something wrong. He puts a coconut, and coconut was broken and goes to the both of them. So in this way, so then they jumped that we have done so much mistake. They jumped, but because of touching the body of the devotee, then the oil becomes cool for them, and they don't die. So heavenly, same thing when Sant and Amar were teaching, and then they practically died. But Prahlad Maharaj prayed to the Lord, and they become alive. So devotee in any circumstances is not subject to the results of karma. A devotee never aspires for the heavenly planets. In the heavenly planets, vibration, hell are non-different for a devotee. For he does not discriminate between different positions in the material world, whatever position he is in. Yeah, like Sudama Brahman, he was so poor, but he did not really ask. He did not even looking for that. He did not ask. It is Krishna's mercy that he got so much. A devotee is always eager to return home back to Godhead and remain there as the Lord's associate. He wants to serve the Lord and as his associate. This ambition becomes increasingly fervent in his heart, and therefore he does not care about material changes in his life. Whatever changes happen, he feels that I am getting closer and closer to Krishna. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that Maharaj Chitraketu being cursed by Parvati should be considered the mercy of the Lord. The Lord wanted Chitraketu to return to Godhead as soon as possible, and therefore he terminated all the reactions of his past deeds. Acting through the heart of Parvati, the Lord who is situated in everyone's heart cursed Chitraketu. So again, just see that it is not Parvati, but it is sitting in the heart of Parvati. So that's why he's speaking through the Parvati. Like Dhobi, and he was telling that my wife remained outside. It is you are not Sita or I am not Ram, whose wife can stay for 9 months or a year in the house of Ravan. And so Lord Ramchandra felt very bad. And then when he did Agni Pariksha already, but because of this and there is some previous things, then she had to remain away, and then she was taken back in the Sita came from the earth. Sita, when Janak Maharaj was flowing, then she was found. But anyway, she is Lakshmi herself, or source of all the Lakshmis. Radharani expands his Sita also. So all the past deeds are completely finished by taking to devotional service. So Lord sitting through in the mouth, through the heart of the Parvati, she gave the curse to Chitraketu. So, and so he returned home in his next life as Vratrasu. So we'll read 1 or 2 verses, or almost the time is up. But so what exactly happened, I won't go. This is just only 2 verses that we read. But in Bhagavad Gita, that Prakriti, that how Prakriti, let us just read this next verse, text number 18. Deluded by ignorance, the living entity wanders in the forest of this material world, enjoying the happiness and distress resulting from his past deeds, everywhere and at all times. Therefore, my dear mother, neither you nor I am to be blamed for this incident. So a devotee never blames the Lord or never blames his karma, that I am a devotee and why this has happened, why me. He says that it is the Lord knows what is good for me, and then let him do. Sometime a mother has an operation, and then under the night, but child feels that she's cruel, she's killing me, but it is the mother's mercy that he will be cured of his disease that may kill him. So same thing, the whatever we see in the dream, that is their dream also, but that is the dream. It is in the mind. Everything is done through the mind. So the bewildered soul, under the influence of the 3 modes of material nature, thinks himself the doer of activity that are actually carried out by nature. This activity are not done. Whatever mode we are in, then the modes are the one that is responsible. Like if you are in mode of ignorance, then you will sleep, take alcohol, take dead animals or meat eating and gambling, and it is all mode of ignorance. Mode of passion, you will work very, very hard. You will remain there. Even after that, you cannot, but you have to transcend. Traigunya Vishayaveda, Nestraigunya Bhavarjan. You become without any gunas. So a conditioned soul is completely under the control of material nature. That is about conditioned soul. Baddha Jiva. We are all Baddha Jiva, but we can become pure, and then Durga Devi will release her controller through the 3 modes of material nature. Durga Devi is a puppeteer. We are the puppets. Wandering here and there, always and everywhere, he is subjected to the results of his past deeds. This is carried out by the laws of nature, but one foolishly thinks himself a doer. Prakritehi kriyamani vane karmani sarvasya ahankar nimudhatma kartamiti mati. By ahankar, false ego, one thinks that I am the doer, which in fact is not. To get free from the karma chakra, the wheel of the results of one's karma, one should take to bhakti marg. So how to take to the bhakti marg, Shravanam Navada Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dashyam, Sakyam Adar Nivedanam. So by this devotional service or Krishna consciousness, that is the only remedy for our suffering in the material world. Sarva Dharman Paritijya Mami Shanam. Give up all other religiosity, just surrender unto me. Anukulena Krishnanu शीलनम भक्तिरुत्तम अनुकूलस्य संकल्प प्रतिकूलस्य वर्जनम रक्षसति इति विश्वासो गोपत्रत्वे वर्णम तथा आत्मनिक्षेप कार्पण्य षड्विधा शरणागति. So if we take शरणागति, complete shelter, Krishna will take charge of us. She will release us from Durga, and we will be free and could enjoy. But all the suffering for a devotee is Krishna wants that. And in the material world, any another suffering is because of material nature. But Prakriti is doing everything. Prakriti is made of 3 modes of material nature. So I will end here. There is this next verse is also very important. In this material world, neither the living entity himself nor others, friends or enemies, are the cause of material happiness and distress. But because of gross ignorance, the living entity thinks that he and others are the cause. His cause of my enjoyment, his cause of my suffering, but it is not the friends or enemies are the cause of suffering or enjoyment, but it is our own karma, and they are the agents. Like Parvati was the agent to curse. That was the will of the Lord. For a devotee, it is the will of the Lord. For karmis, it is he has bad karma in the past. He should think it is I am finishing my bad karma. Even if he is enjoying, he is finishing that is whatever good karma is accumulated. Then he has to work again. He falls down. So best thing in human life is to take shelter of the Supreme Lord and engage in our loving devotional service. So it's almost an hour. If there is any comments or questions, please unmute and let us discuss. So one thing that we understand that devotees are in care of Krishna. Devotional service is the best, and we could cross over all these material miseries or millions of another years of suffering in one stroke by taking shelter of Krishna, by surrendering to him. So it's a very simple process for a simple-minded person. It's not difficult, but he should be simple, and he should be taking and advice seriously. So any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandat Pranam. All grace to
Dandat
Sri.
Pranam.
It was such a nice class, touching upon the Navamida Bhakti, rather the essence of Bhakti as against the Jnana Marg and the supremacy of the Bhakti Marg, and how Krishna facilitates our journey through the material world, through suffering, so that we realize the pain and come in. By chance, if we are coming in contact with the devotees, and we get the knowledge, and then we come to surrender to Krishna at the end. And then Krishna is always there with us, each one of us as Paramatma. We also touched upon the how the Gyanis they purify themselves and come to the Brahma Sagunan Samuditaitan Brahma Bhuya Kalpate. So they become Brahma Bhuta. I have a question, Maharaj, regarding this. So when the Gyanis become Brahma Bhuta, still they do not have a taste for Krishna, do they? So
because they have not served the lotus feet of the Lord, they have not. So test will come. See, they fall down. They think that we are free, but they are not free. Jnani cannot go back home, back to Godhead. They don't rise further because they have neglected the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. They think that is their imagination, that now I'm free, I'm liberated, but it is just imagination. It is not real. The real is only devotees. So karmis, jnanis, karmi may go to the higher planetary system and enjoy there. But what is the use? One man, 2 rishis were going, one man was walking on the water, and then another was going by the boat, and then he was paying only 2 rupees. So he said that you wasted 40 years in accumulating all this yoga practice and knowledge, and you could walk, I could walk, I could just go by the boat just with 2 rupees. So 40 years of so much service, so much devotion, austerities. So Gyanis, they suffer a lot, and they don't go back home, back to Godhead, unless they take shelter of a devotee as a Gyani, and then only they could rise up.
So that first test of the lotus feet of the Lord has to come necessarily from a devotee, even if for a Jnani. Like that's why I think Krishna would say, Krishna says, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochatinga samasarvesu bhutesu madbhaktim lavate param. So the madbhaktim lavate param comes through the devotees only. Through
the devotee. He has to start devotional service. One who has given up all the material attachments, material enjoying spirit, and then if he in that stage, if he serves, he starts a devotional service, that is service to Krishna, Navada Bhakti.
Yes, Maharaj, yeah. That's how the...
Otherwise, if they feel I'm liberated now, if they start thinking, then he falls down. Means that is not a permanent position. They think that now they can merge, they will become one with God, I am God. But all these Shankarites, they are not God. They tell themselves, that is their imagination.
Mm-hmm. After falling down, they may take birth in a devotee family or no? But
they have not done any devotional service. So they may not take birth in a devotional service. In a devotee family. Only devotees who have not completed their sadhana and have not developed pure love of Godhead, then they may take birth in a devotee family or in a Srimatam's Gehe, like Srimatam Sujinam Gehe Yoga Bhrasto Vijayate. Yeah, Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrasto Vijayate. If they have not completed their bhakti yoga, then they take birth like that. In a long time, then they take birth in a devotee's family. Short time, they take in a family of a aristocratic family, where all the arrangement for his maintenance is already finished. They don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Not to worry about where I will live, what I will eat, or how I will get cared for. But a child from very beginning, if he is born in a rich family, then he could, all his requirements are done, bodily requirements. Then he can absorb, but they could fall down also. Then he could absorb by association of a devotee. So service to devotee, association of devotees is very important.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? We should end here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Radharaman, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very nice class, Maharaj, very nice discussion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So I have to go and offer Aarti unless there is some quick question. Otherwise, I have to offer Aarti at 7 o'clock in our temple.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Pranam. Thank you so much for this excellent class and being so much busy. You always ready to give class. So thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So we will end now. Okay.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarivesha kripa sindhu vevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, हिज ग्रेस श्रीमद ऋषि महाराज की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, प्रभुपाद।
थैंक यू महाराज। हरे कृष्णा।
प्रणाम।